Hello, we are in gate 28, the gate of the game player, and this is the third line, and it is called Adventurism. We reach the end of the lower trigram process and find the capacity to adapt. Details are available, and the details are always necessary for the risk taker to know what to struggle about, what to struggle for, because not everything is worth winning. This is what the second line doesn't know. The third line knows that not everything is worth winning and not everything can be won. This is adventurism. This is the first attempt to really be able to fulfill the whole struggle to go across the channel to the 38, to the gate of the fighter. If you have the gate of the risk taker and you have the third line, you know right away that you've got a lot of risk taking going on. Bonds made and broken, adventurism, discovery, trial and error. The lifetime learning says unfounded risk taking. In the exaltation, a basic conservatism that even in adventurous acts is necessarily prudent, an intuitive caution in risk taking in times of struggle. There is a carefulness built into the third line. It is not so quick to just project outwards. It's not just waiting and adding up all the odds and ends and the detail. But there is always going to be risk-taking with this life. These are people who are saying to you, it's not much of a risk, no problem. Ra used to tell 28s that the moment that they want to take a risk, they're sort of acknowledging that their life isn't of value. He said it's so simple for them because that's a really good signpost. The moment they're ready to take a risk, they know that their life really isn't of value to them. In the detriment, here, a perverse manifestation of Jupiter's expansiveness, where risk-taking is rationalized and failure ensured. Intuitive rationalizing of risk-taking in times of struggle. So failure in this context, what that's saying is that even if you win, it won't make life seem more worthwhile. The third line cannot simply jump in because they do not know what they will get, and they do not know whether it is going to be worthwhile for them. This is the lesson that the 3 has to learn from the 2. The whole thing for the 28th gate is that the moment they see that what they are struggling for is worthwhile, that's their whole story. If it is really worthwhile for them, it's a wonderful process, no matter how hard the struggle is to get there, because it is justified in the end. They get a sweet victory, not the sour victory of just taking a risk. Because what you're trying to do in this is win the game. And in a way, though, winning is not the prize. It's the worthwhile, the feeling of worthwhile. Life is value. That's what is the prize. The sense of accomplishment. That's the prize. But to be an individual in this life is really worthwhile. It's great to be alive, they can say. It's nice to be a human being. I really enjoy my life. That's the real victory that is being sought after here. So 28 threes are the blind risk takers. They're constantly jumping into things to see if it'll make life of value for them. You can always tell a 28 because they will leave their keys behind when they leave the house, and then they have to struggle to find their keys or to find a way back into the house again before they can go anywhere. If you're really living out your own nature, the keys that you carry are of value to you and you know where they are and there's no struggle. It's one of the magical things to understand about the nature of duality. This channel 2838, it's the channel of struggle, but it's also the channel of no struggle because it's all a binary and there's always the or not. Ra said it's a very good exercise for us to come up with the opposite of all of these channel names so that we get to recognize their inherent duality. The channel of awakening becomes the channel of being asleep. The channel of seeking can be the channel of being lost. There are all kinds of things to see when we flip it around. The 28 no longer struggles when their life is of value to them. There may be certain genetic things that they can never get away from. We carry the same baggage with us, even if we know what's in it. It's where I used to say stupid before enlightenment, stupid after. We are what we are. We may still leave our keys in the house because that's part of the timing, but it's not because life isn't of value and it's not a huge struggle anymore. The grounding in gate 27 in the line 3 is called greed. This is about having more than one needs. How does this ground adventurism? Maybe there could be something greedy about having something else to struggle for and something else to struggle for, never satisfied, not actually looking for value, but just having more and more struggle. I'm not sure. If you have any input on this one, please leave me a message in the comments. Mercury moved into gate 43 today at 2:23 this morning. This is the gate of insight, the gate of breakthrough. It's an ajna gate pointing down towards the throat, and it's part of the awareness stream of knowing. This is an individual gate. It's mutative. It's in the same circuit as our sun gate 28, and it carries the same qualities of deafness and stubbornness. This gate really doesn't want to hear what you've got to say. This is a mental knowing that is not backed up by facts. It may be entirely delusional. It takes fortitude and strength to stand up and be counted as an individual in this world. It's true for any individual activations. This is a gate that needs access to the throat in order for its conceptualized awareness to be expressed and then possibly to be accepted. The moon is still in gate 29, using its strategy and authority to decide what experience to commit to. It moves into gate 59 at 16:02, staying in the sacral. This is the gate of sexuality, gate that can penetrate auras in order to create intimacy and the possibility of something new. And that might be a new job, a new project, a new life, a new relationship. It could lead to conflict and friction because that's the gate at the other end of the channel. It could be fertile, it could be sterile. At 3:18 tomorrow morning, the moon moves into gate 40. This is the ego gate called deliverance, the gate of aloneness. This gate embodies the love of work. It will be a very hard work for the tribe that this gate 40 will take on. It's very happy to work hard, and in return it wants to be allowed to rest, and it will want to be appreciated for the hard work that it's done. And of course that ego always loves a good massage. Now I say that this at 3:18 tomorrow morning, and we switch into GMT tomorrow, so this will be 3:18 GMT. I am going to keep my continuity going by posting at 9 a.m. as I usually do, GMT or BST, regardless. But yes, so we actually change our clocks tonight, and I'm not sure wherever you are if that's going to be the same. So please just keep an eye out for any alteration in the posting time as it affects you. Okay then, lovelies, that is the third line in gate 28. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Nothing else to say. I hope all is going well with you. And if you have any experiences with this gate 28, I would really love to hear them. Please do share them. If you feel that you'd like to, I invite you to do that. And until I see you next time for a line 4 tomorrow, good night, take care, bye-bye, go gently.